Welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday? Yeah, it's Sunday. February 1st. First stream of February 2026. Let's go. Oh, it's cold. I'm bundled up. I've got my extremities are cold. It's still annoyingly cold here for some reason. Let me look at that. Let me open up the weather app. Let me see this thing. All right, we're getting back to somewhat warmer tomorrow. That's good. We'll reach high of mid-70s by the end of the week. All right. All right, we take that. We take that. My feeties are cold, though. I got socks on, dude. I'm ready to fucking read. I'm ready to game. All right. What time is it right now? Starting a little later than I actually intended to today, so that's my bad. But I think we're going to read not super long. I think we'll probably, what I'm going to try to do is get like an hour and a half to 2 hours of Raging Loop in here, which we started yesterday. I already got the first part of the stream, the archive, up on that YouTube page. I'm choking on my liquid. Sorry about that. That was gross. And then gross sound, unnecessary almost. I'm so sorry. I'm such a fucking goof. Where was I? What was I saying? Oh, I got the first part up. That's on YouTube. We'll read like an hour and a half to 2 hours, but I do want to start then. I do kind of want to start Yakuza 3, which will play for probably another hour and a half or 2 hours. So again, I don't want to do a super long stream here today. I gotta have to do other stuff with my Sunday night. So yeah, we'll play, you know, it'll be a chill 3 to 4, maybe a little more type stream hours. And then we'll get both, like I said, an hour and a half to 2 hours of Raging Loop here, an hour and a half to 2 hours of starting Yakuza 3. And then we'll call it a Sunday and everyone will have a great rest of the day. Got the game booted up here. Remember, this game contains violent/grotesque descriptions. I need my grotesque descriptions, please. Please. Oh, do we get the intro again? Yeah, let's sit through it. Why not? I don't know how long I'll do it, but I like seeing the bodies fall from the sky. Oh yeah, it goes through the whole thing, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, maybe we don't need to do this. I immediately backed out. So we should, God, I haven't done like visual novel recaps since like probably Higurashi reading, right? Haven't really had the need to. I'm a little rusty on my recaps, recapability. Let's see. So we read the first part. We read our first, 3 or so hours yesterday. Basically, our main protag, whatever the fuck his name was, kind of fucking dweeb, if I'm being 100% honest. And coming from me, calling someone a dweeb from me, that means something. Let's be real. So, but like, he came off some kind of break off of a relationship thing, so he was upset. So he was like, hey, I'm gonna go on my bike and I'm gonna just take a ride. Like, you know, like when people are talk about like, oh, I'm gonna like go on my bike and I'm gonna clear my head when I'm gonna take my car. I'm gonna roll down my windows. I'm gonna blare some music and I'm gonna clear my head after a bad breakup situation. That's what he basically did. But instead of a car, he has a bike. He gets into an accident. He gets taken to some village. And the village seems off. The people seem off. The village itself seems off. It's in like some forest thing. And he's like, oh fuck, where the hell am I? But my bike is broken, so I guess I'm trapped here basically. And also, this guy can't stop thinking about women. Honestly, I mean, it is what it is, but all like first time he sees someone of the opposite sex, he's like, oh, this person is cute. This person's attractive. This person, is she taken by this other guy? Like, that's constantly his thought process. So he's already even more of a dweeb in my opinion. But whatever. He doesn't see the problems, right? So he's like, fuck, my bike is broken. I need to fix my bike to get out of here. So I'm going to chill here for the night, because also at the time when he decided to stay at this village overnight, it was raining or whatever. And he's also like, I want to get with this girl that I met because I'm a fucking idiot. And she seemed a little off. She seems fun. The girl in the middle here. She seems fun enough. She seems like she's good at riffing with a bit. You know, she pokes fun at this guy. But she also seems kind of weird. She seems to be at the center of this village. She probably thinks that he thinks that this village is weird, but she's like withholding information. So they spend the night together, basically. I don't think they have sex or anything when I say they spend the night together. They were in separate rooms or whatever, but they had a nice night where they shot the shit and like had beer and alcohol or whatever. They got super drunk, whatever. Next day, they meet a bunch of other people in the village, some school children age, some older aged people. The older aged people in the village are like, fuck this outsider, we don't like outsiders. Thus leading more to the whole like, oh, the village is kind of like something shifty about the village, you know? And the school age children, and we're talking like late teens probably, they're all like, oh, fucking outsider, why are we housing this guy? Like, oh, fuck. But they go fuck off to school. So then they meet the rest of the village, old people. All the old people are like, oh, I'm old, fuck. And they're like traditional like village weirdos. You have some guy that the old man who cries wolf for some reason was his name. You have old lady, you have old dude, you have middle-aged burly mountain of a man. You have these two reporters for some reason that are there. Some, you know, younger lady and some other mountain of a man. So we have two mountain of men. So reporters are there for some reason. And then towards the end of our first reading, we got to like some mansion thing, and there was some stuck-up dude who was like, I hate this place. He basically, but I'm here and I'm in a mansion in this village and I'm kind of secluded and I don't really want to help you, but here's some bike equipment you can fix your bike with. And he's like, all right, I'm going to start fixing my bike. And then basically she led this guy on. She was like, the girl in the middle again. She's like, again, I'm bad with names, especially after first reading. But she's like, all right, you know what? I can tell you're kind of like into me. So she was playing along with him. She's like, you better fix your bike quick because I'll let you take me for a ride, basically. Which, again, sounds really dirty when I say it like that, but I don't mean it like that necessarily. And he's like, oh, shit, like, I really want to fix my bike because, again, I'm a dweeb. And I just broke up with someone. And this is my chance to, like, get with a new person, like, rebound, basically. So this guy sucks, but he's like, I'm fixing my bike. And I think he fixed it by the time she was like, all right, I think we can go for a ride. And I think that's where we ended yesterday. I think that's basically where we're at. No games of Werewolf had happened yet, though I assume we're going to get to that point eventually, maybe today. Who knows? We're laying a very stereotypical first, you know, few hours of a visual novel thing where we're setting the stage. We gotta meet the world. We gotta meet the characters. We gotta meet the setting, all that jazz. We also got a flash of the lady on the right, but she was gone in an instant. She might have been an apparition. She might be a ghost. I don't know. She could be a figment of his imagination. I don't know. She was like in some bush or something. It was kind of weird. I don't know what she was doing. Didn't I play Zato a while ago? I did read Zato. Just recently, last month. It was pretty good. What do you mean, but didn't I play it? Was it good? It was good. It was a very interesting little visual novel, last month, Zato. Definitely liked some of the things it was doing. And yeah, for a free visual novel, like, I thought it was really interesting. Very cool. It was chill. Shimi agreed to go on a bike ride together. Haruaki now has to put his bike back together. Surely they'll successfully leave and the credits will roll on a happy ending. Yeah. Surely us looking online and seeing that this game is like 40 hours or so, that's just meant to throw me off. That's if you're bad and don't fix your bike and get that ending. That's just to throw me off. It's really just like a 5-hour game and you just ride off into the sunset. Clearly. But after this whole recap I just gave, the one thing I really want to stress is that our main character guy is such a fucking dweeb, and I mean that actually insultingly. And again, coming from me, that means something. Because I'm not anything special. I, myself, am a dweeb as well. A different kind of dweeb. There's varying degrees of dweebness. This guy... All I'm saying is if the game... I mentioned this yesterday, but if the game pulled a thing where he was killed off really early and that was like a plot twist and then we played as someone else, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. Started playing Bayonetta and it's crazy. I need to get to Bayonetta someday. It's like one of those series that like is on the metaphorical list, backlog list in my head that I will maybe get to at some point. Oh, wait, can I get that again? Oh, baby, I'm praying on you tonight. Got me down, got me alive. All right, do I just... Sorry for that terrible... I can't falsetto like Adam Levine. I just can't. Okay. Do I just click a save, yeah? Load? Des Bayonetta were just like, what would be the coolest thing to put here, and did it for every scene. Half of the game is awesome cutscenes. See, I'd be down for that. I enjoy myself a cutscene fest. I mean, I've seen clips from Bayonetta. I'm not unaware of Bayonetta at this point. It's just like one of those things where like, despite me saying Kingdom Hearts is my favorite video game series, almost opposed to that, I always say that like standard fare like action games, like third-person action games, aren't generally my favorite type of video game genre. So there maybe is some bias against it in my opinion. But I'll get over it at some point. Someday. Oh, here we go. He's fixing the bike, everyone. All right. Can I press log just exactly? Nope. Okay. The log disappears. Okay. I always find it funny when games do that. Okay, here we go. Reading mode. After several failed attempts, I was finally making some good progress putting the bike back together. Afternoon had passed, and it was almost evening. At the rate I was going, I'd definitely be working while it was dark. Would that even be possible? Question mark. It might be way past midnight by the time I was done. Oh no, not the bike ride. The promised bike ride, though. Shammy might dump me for that. Man, life sure was hard. No way. No way. You can't say you're going to get... You can't... man, I don't want to be mean, but I'm starting to see why maybe his previous relationship might have failed. You literally just met this person. You can't say you get dumped. You're not getting dumped. That's not a technicality. That's not how things work. That's not what the word means. Oh my God, we're starting early. The plaza I'd worked in was now totally empty. There was no one around me. All I could hear was the wind, the frogs, and the tools in my hands. It was desolate, to say the least. I suddenly felt really weak. It made me keenly aware of being in a place I didn't belong and that I was preparing to escape. Oh, the one thing I forgot to mention during the recap as well. There's something about the food in the village. There's some, I don't know if it's poison. I don't know if there's some shifty, I keep going to poison, but I don't know if there's some like superstition to the food or something's going on, because the game has given like 3 hints already in like 3 hours about like unintentionally or not. Again, our main Chiemi, our main lady, main actress, main actor, lady character so far, she has gone out of her way to, without telling him, basically preventing him from eating food made by people in the village. She fed him food that was like in her apartment place. She ate food that was gifted to him basically at some point, and she was just like, oops, I guess I'm greedy. I guess I'm a glutton. But he was like, why'd you eat all the food? But she didn't tell him like, oh, it's dangerous or anything. But it seems very clear the game is setting up that like there's something about the food. So keep that in mind as well. Anyway, it was an impressive atmosphere. Like the bars of a cage were slowly swinging shut. What's this? Haruaki? Think you're going to get attacked or something? I tried to laugh it off, but it didn't work. As I became more conscious of my surroundings, I began to hear things I hadn't noticed before. Oh, a wolf is coming, isn't it? I heard a voice. Someone was singing. It was an inarticulate little girl's voice. I stopped my work. Before I knew it, I put my tools down and gone looking for the source. Was I that starved for human presence? Or did the malaise make me feel like I was in danger? The silence in the game is deafening. I walked down the hill to where the song came from. Passing the tall grass, I arrived. We got a big tree. Guardians are... It was a strange sight. The field was covered in tall grass. There were countless rocks peeking out of it. Unlike the boulders all over Yasumisu, they were only up to these were only up to my waist. They looked like gravestones. I mean, I could try to sing, but it's obviously not going to be one-to-one here. Sing the bed jar hums along, great within an array of bricks. My little kid voice. The field extended into the dusky western sky before ending at a cliff. This was the lowest spot in Yasumisu, the border to Saranaga. There was a large pine right at the edge. I'm not going to remember the tune here. Ate the donut bologna rice snows on the mountain. The hell is she talking about? The evening sun, the stones, and the pine's shadow grate gave the field a strange aura. A little girl was running through it. Her steps were awkward. At this moment, this space was alien. I felt like I was looking at a Giorgio de Chirico painting. Oh, my art history. The place felt like it didn't belong in this world. Suddenly, I came to understand that this place was special. It was a sacred, mystical ground where no outsiders were welcome. The girl fell. Are you okay? The hell does this mean? Why? What? I run to with no hesitation the little girl. Why does it look like this? Huh? Stylistic choice? What? Did they forget to... What? This is so strange. Why did they... Is there a reason? Like, if I didn't know any better, that just seems like they sentence structured without completely just writing out the sentence. Like they didn't fully translate to. I don't know. But what the hell is this? What is happening? Help up. Half-crying little girl, muddy clothes, new graze on Band-Aid covered kneecap. What are we doing all of a sudden? It honestly looks like sentence diagramming. Like what you would do halfway in between translating some other text and then like, you're just like, Help up half-crying little girl's muddy clothes, new graze on Band-Aid covered kneecap. Huh? Huh? What is going on? I console little girl, push away, run. Someone. Okay, I am 50-50 on if this is intentional or not. Cause like, am I supposed to feel weirded out? Is this like intentional design choice? Because it's like, I'm in a weird place and I'm supposed to be like off-put. 200% intentional? Well, that's the thing. I'm saying, like, I was like, whoa, how would this still have been in if this was an intentional kind of thing? Like, this would be something. Okay, then it is what I was thinking. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I console little girl, push away, run, someone. Oh shit, it's her. Appears, girl, saw once, me. Oh, I hope that, honestly, I appreciate it. I hope we get weird with this. Let's get weird. Let's get weird with Raging Loop. Prepare for the feast when the evening mists arrive. Girl, weave, incomprehensible phrase. Hide behind, little girl, fear and hostility. Eyes, up. Run. Girl, hug, little girl, warn. Me? You probably won't make it. But, run. Me, girl, behind. Me, girl, behind, mist. Mist, mist. Me, girl, behind, mist, 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 mist. Mist, 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 mist. Me, girl, behind, mist, 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 mist. Me. Turn around. Run. Where? Strange. Alright. We're starting early here, getting weird. You know what? Maybe this is we're slowly on the path for him to die. Just green text. In a daze, I came back to the plaza. Suddenly, Chiemi shook me, bringing me back to my senses. Where were you? Sorry. I'll finish the job now. Oh, he's fucked. It's too late, you idiot. You won't make it in time. You've got to hide. I couldn't understand what she was getting at. What are you doing? Go to your room right now. But Haruaki-san's... Forget the outsider. Old man Kanzo and I'll check the other places. Stop wasting time and go back to yours. I couldn't understand. What were these two doing? What scared them so much? It didn't take long for me to find out. Oh man, they're getting sucked into Silent Hill. I looked down the hill. From Saranaga, beyond the field I'd just been in, came a rising haze. It was so dense you could easily call it mist. It moved strangely like a living creature as it flowed into the plaza. Haruaki-san, over here! Chiemi pulled me by the hand. What's going on? My head feels like it weighs a ton. Deal with it. You've got to find a place you can lock the doors. You'll die if you don't. What do you mean? Tell me. Please, don't ask questions and just do as I say, just this once. Albeit hesitantly, I did as she said. Yeah, for your own good, man. We ran up the hill and crossed the rice field path until we made it to a simple outhouse. This should be fine. Seriously? What's going on? And sure, that was a hell of a miss, but this won't protect me, right?
詳しく説明してる時間はない。だからお願いだから今から言うことを絶対に守って。
Listen, there's no time to explain, so please just do what I say and only that.
今から一晩ここに入って鍵をかけて絶対に物音一つ立てないで。
Get in there, lock yourself in, stay inside the whole night, and don't make a sound. My mind was pretty clear by this point, so much so that I began to wonder why it was clouded until now. Because of that, I could easily understand exactly what Shammy just said, despite how weird it was. I could also see she was really desperate.
Oh my god, look at this. We have a situation where you need 4 different keys. Huh. Alright, well, I'm gonna hide in the outhouse then. This guy is not taking this seriously. If something bad unfortunate were to happen to him, he 100% deserves it in this exact moment. Someone from the village that you know is weird, but she seems to be the most level-headed, is like, hey, fucking do what I say. It's dangerous. And he's like, this is fun.
Now that's a hell of an order. Haruaki-san.
言っとくけど相当な無茶ぶりだからね。ノルマクリアの暁には相当な見返りと説明を要求するから。
Just so you know, pulling that off is pretty hard. When I do, I'd like a good reward and explanation.
いいよ、全部話す。
Sure, I'll tell you everything.
だから今晩を生き延びて。
So please, survive the night.
The words, the teary smile, none of it looked fake.
じゃあね。君も急ぐんでしょ?
See you then. You gotta hurry, right?
それじゃ。
Yep.
春明さん。
Yup. Haruaki-san.
何?
What?
明日言うから。
Nani? I'll tell you tomorrow.
Leaving me one hell of a homework assignment, Jimmy ran off. The plaza was covered in the mist by now. I could see it rising to take over the fields, too. Anyway, promise was a promise.
10 minutes later, I began to wonder what I was doing. Was I really supposed to spend the night here? This outhouse wasn't like a prefab you'd find in construction sites. It was just a shack built by hand. It merely happened to have a toilet unit installed. It was Japanese style, so I couldn't even sit down. All I could do was stand. Another problem, it was the type of toilet that periodically had to be pumped empty, so the smell was really bad. Oh my god. Ugh. This isn't like completely not related, but this is why I have never used in my life and refuse to. If I live my whole life and on my deathbed, I've never used like a public like a public outhouse or like what do they call it, like a porta potty or something. I've considered my life a success. I've heard so many horror stories where I'm like, I just don't ever need to. This makes me sound lame, but I already will try everything within my power not to use like just a normal ass like public bathroom. 1 degree further and I would just I'm not using. Nope. Nope. Sure, there was a cover on the toilet unit, but without any kind of air freshener anywhere, the smell of ammonia could only do so much. The only good thing about being here was that if I had to go to the toilet, well, mission complete. But what of it? I barely ever go to toilets. Exactly. I don't know if this 100% makes sense, but I've been blessed and cursed with many different family traits, I think. And it's never been talked about. I have many negative traits, like physical traits and or like genetic traits. I think I've got passed down like family gene wise. But one positive one, I think, is that I've been blessed, I think, with just an amazing bladder that if I need to hold something for hours and hours and hours and hours, I can. I just can. Until I make it back to my place. If I can help it, I'm just not using the public restroom. I just don't want to. Now in emergency situations, I definitely would, but never like a public like outhouse thing. No. Anyway, enough of that. The only good thing about being here, sorry about all that. The only good thing, it just reminded me of it. The only good thing about being here, oh yeah, he's talking about, okay. He's like, great, if I have to use the toilet, I'm already here, great. Again, was I really supposed to spend the night here? The question quickly made me realize how stupid this was, and I began making assumptions to make this easier for myself. I'm only just now realizing that she told him to spend the night at this place, and apparently it smells bad. That would be tough. But honestly, this guy deserved it. Okay, was I being pranked, or was everyone here just crazy? Hell, the mist has already filled the surroundings, and there was no way that this shabby outhouse protected me from it. The air here already felt misty and damp. The temperature here was low, so I could still bear it somewhat, but staying here all night would make me all wet. Again, I wasn't safe from the mist here. That considered, I'd probably be better off sleeping in the grass outside than staying here. The reasonable part of my mind urged me to stop playing along with these hicks. However,
今から一晩ここに入って鍵をかけて絶対に物音一つ立てないで。
get in there, lock yourself in, stay inside the whole night, and don't make a sound.
いいよ。全部話す。
Sure, I'll tell you everything.
だから今晩を生き延びて。
So please, survive the night. My sense of duty made it hard for me to break the promise I'd made to her. Actually, that wasn't quite true. I was more intrigued by the prospect of learning more about this place. Oh, this diagram again. Anyway, I took the time to compile what I found out today. This was the Yasumisu settlement, a special part of Fujiyoshi. It was situated right next to the Saranaga Rapids. The people living here were... we get a recap of our players. Chiemi Shirazawa, Yasunaga Oribe. Oribe? Sure. His family, Kaori Oribe, and Yoshitsugu. Not Yoshit. Yoshitsugu. Chikamochi Kamoshida. Haru Makishima. Her granddad, Kanzo Makishima. I have to be paying attention to this because, again, I'm bad with character names. Tai Yamawaki. Takumi Muro. Kiyonosuke Nosato. This guy. It seemed like he was from Kamifujiyoshi, place on the other side of the mountain, but for some reason he lived here now. And finally, the old man who cried wolf, whose sprite kills me every time it pops up. Those were the 11 people I'd met, and Chiemi said I had 2 more left. That could only mean that the 2 I'd met by that pine were the ones. The reporters, right? No. What about the reporters? He met the reporters. What about the reporters? Oh, I guess they're not part of the village? I guess he's counting the people from the village. Maybe specifically, not outsiders. I don't know. A little girl. She was probably the child that strayed into Saranaga yesterday morning. And then there was the fantastical-looking white-haired woman clad in strange clothing. She was probably the one I'd seen in the morning. The fact I'd seen her twice made it likely that she was indeed real, but with how mysterious this place was, I couldn't rule out the possibility that she was an illusion. According to Chiemi, the little girl was being looked after by someone in the village, so I could only assume that the white-haired woman was the one. If I counted the little girl, it would mean that Yasumisu had 13 inhabitants. There we go. Then there were the 2 journalists, Hisako Mamiya and Yudai Hashimoto. Just a mountainous man. Gotta appreciate it in the best. Add me to that, and you had a total of 3 outsiders, but I put that aside for now. Anyway, time for an assessment. Yesterday morning, a little girl strayed into Saranaga. To make it worse, no one, not even herself, knew anything about her. She instantly got branded as an ill omen. The next day, Chiemi, who was in Saranaga for some reason, found me there. They recognized me as a proper lost person, but since I came through Saranaga, I was also branded as an ill omen. From what Kiyonosuke Nosatoshi said, it was safe to assume that it used to be customary to throw people like us into Saranaga. And then there was the mist. The girl said something mysterious, prepare for the feast when the evening mists arrive. I can only assume it was related to the same superstitions. After all, the mist came from Saranaga itself. It and the river seemed to be central to local customs and ideas. Perfect. With that in mind, how was it dangerous? What was going to happen now? Yomibito, as in people from Yomi, the ancient Japanese land of the dead. Dead people came back through Saranaga, and they were corrupted. Well, that gave room for some wild ideas. This is like such a guess, but like, especially with how we're talking about like, oh, dead people come from Saranaga, like, did he actually die in the car accident? Or a car accident, the bike crash? And it's like kind of hidden from us. That's a theory. I'm positing that theory out here, that he's actually dead. He doesn't actually exist. But he truly did come back from the dead, or whatever the case is. I don't know. That seems like an obvious thing, right? Maybe, potentially. We'll say. Well, that gave room for some wild ideas. Was there some sort of pathogen in Saranaga that rose up with the mists? Did it turn people into zombies? Was I about to be a part of a Japanese Resident Evil? Resident Evil shout out. Wait, that was already Japanese. Biohazard, if you will. What if you had a 10% chance to be infected by the mists, but a 100% chance to be infected by another person? That'd explain why everyone had to isolate themselves like this. If I became a zombie, I probably wouldn't have the mind to unlock the door. So basically, by locking myself in here, I was quarantining myself. I hadn't put all that much thought into that, but that seemed like a good story. Sure, stuff like the boulders and the wolves didn't fit anywhere into my idea, but it was still interesting. Then again, I knew this was Hicksville and all, but would a superstition that science could explain so easily really survive the modern world? It seems so weird.
今から一晩ここに入って鍵をかけて絶対に物音一つ立てないで
I do not think it's stinky. I think it seemingly it's just thick. It's just a thick visual mist. Get in there, lock yourself in, stay inside the whole night, and don't make a sound. Don't make a sound? To be frank, the reason why I spent so much time on these delusions was because I was scared of things I didn't know or understand. In the past, people used to attribute stuff like natural phenomena and diseases to gods, devils, yokai, and then do nothing but fear them. They were scared of these manifestations of monsters and whatnot, but on the other hand, it was better than not seeing or not knowing what they really were. The fact that you could die to things you couldn't see or understand made life really unreasonable and unfair. That was why it was very logical to give things names and mental images in order to recognize and memorize them. My fear of things I didn't know was the same, except I wasn't satisfied with just labels or hypotheses. I needed to reach the truth. This is very much like a guy who's only seen Boss Baby. Oh, this movie's giving Boss Baby vibes. But, like, it's very much like the same kind of idea that we had with, like, back in Higurashi, where it's like, Hiroshima, or not Hiroshima. Oshiro-sama. It's only been a few months since I've stopped reading Higurashi. Oshiro-sama, you know, the deity spirit name given to like the disease, whatever. I fucked up the reference because I can't remember any name. I spend 2 years of my life reading Higurashi stuff and I fuck up the name. I'm disappointed in myself. Anyway, my fear of things I didn't know was the same, except I wasn't satisfied with just labels or hypotheses. I needed to reach the truth. That aside, what I was... I'm never recovering from that. What I was feeling right now wasn't a fear of the unknown. It was a realistic, practical fear of something that could endanger my life.
今から一晩ここに入って鍵をかけて絶対に物音一つ立てないで
Get in there, lock yourself in, stay inside the whole night, and don't make a sound. How many times do I have to tell you? In your head. That meant that outside lurked something dangerous I could hear sounds. Perhaps it was the so-called dead that rose up from the river. Or maybe, assuming I was right from my Saranaga sickness theory, It was people who came out and beat the shit out of all the diseased who didn't follow the rules. The wolf is coming. Maybe the wolf was the title given to the killer. Suddenly... Sorry. Didn't mean to cut that off. Suddenly, I heard a scream in the distance. I guess I'm going out and taking a look. Against better judgment, I'm gonna go see what the scream's about. Wow, that was some timing. Right as I was about to form a new hypothesis, proof connecting it all suddenly came to me, and it was right outside. It had gotten really dark. There were no lights anywhere. The darkness was fear, unperceived, unknown, dangerous, scary. Leaving this place was dangerous. Dangerous. We got more of this formatting thing. I kind of like it. You know what? Now that I know, obviously, that's intentional, I kind of like when visual novels, where you're usually just have a bunch of text and everything, even if it's minor, you can do some interesting things with text to, like, again, to convey certain, like, feelings or moods of the character you're reading from. I like shit like that. Dangerous. Scary, 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 scary. Scary things were scary no matter how much logic you applied, but I couldn't discard my desire to get to know the fear and conquer it. I opened the door and stopped in place. Night wasn't absolute darkness. No matter how dark or cloudy it was, the sky always gave some bit of light to us. However, I came to understand that it could be hard to see even if there was light. Everything I saw was covered by a dense mist. Combined with the pale moonlight, it made the area seem milky. It made it hard to get around. Regardless, I couldn't ignore the scream. There was something beyond this veil. I kept moving forward. Unless my ears were deceiving me, the scream belonged to a woman and had come from the right. I couldn't let myself think that, or rather, I didn't want to think that. The unknown was if she got attacked, who's gonna ride my bike with me? My rebound relationship will have failed. The unknown was scary. Personally, I found that principle made my life really easy. I had more than enough fear from those which were directly threatening my life. I really didn't want to have the fear of losing someone as well. Change your line of thought, Haruaki. Solving the mystery might save someone. 2 birds with 1 stone. I began walking faster. Another scream. It was close. I realized I had to find a way to protect myself. I was unarmed, so I looked around for anything I could use as a weapon. I felt around to see if there were any branches or anything. Sadly, all I felt was grass. I went deeper and searched the ground itself. Soon, I felt something hard. It was a rock. Great. The greatest of weapons. A moment of digging later, I took it in hand. It was a bit smaller than my hand. I almost teared up at how useless it seemed, but it was better than nothing. I looked at the base of my feet and saw the grassy ground. I could easily move forward if I first checked the ground using my feet. And since I might have been close to the danger, I had to focus on what was ahead too. I'd recognize the danger and, if possible, get rid of it. I concentrated entirely on that and stepped forward. I couldn't hear the screams anymore, but I could hear other things. A wet sound. And the sound of something cracking. It filled my mind with countless things I didn't want to imagine. Even so, I kept walking forward, until I saw it. Oh shit, we got an actual... Oh! Oh. me when I meet a werewolf at night? Oh. My hypotheses were nothing but delusions. The truth was truly something you had to see yourself. But why? Why was this so scary in spite of being true? It wasn't supposed to exist. It couldn't exist. After all, it was a wolf with a humanoid body. Oh. And there's no such thing as werewolves. There's no such thing. True. The next morning, in a paddy field in Fujiyoshi, Yasumisu, 3rd block, someone discovered a thoroughly mangled corpse. Oh my god, am I getting my wish? Main protag dead? Wish come true on a Sunday? The universe shining down on me? The clothes nearby led the discoverers to conclude that it was the traveler, Haruaki Fusaishi. I win. I personally win. Game over. Credits roll. He's still moving. Oh, never mind. Strangely enough, I could perceive this particular moment. A Yomibito! Purge him! And so, I...
さよなら春明さん
Goodbye, Haruaki-san. Was finished off by the girl.
宴が始まりました
The feast begins. The last thing I heard.
狼をくくる
I'll hang the wolf. Was that? Yay! Da-da-da-da-da. Credits roll. Well, unveiled arrival. Wait, raging loop, raising loop. It took me a second to see that the thing changed. Raising loop. Raging. Huh? Obtain key number 2, Werewolf and Resurrection. You can view it in the keys list. The route unlocked by this key is represented by the same number on the scenario chart. Okay, so game isn't over. It was what I was predicting was going to happen, is that we meet an unfortunate end, and then we get a key, our first key, and we're going to do this whole thing. So, 2. Key 2. Gamma Ovar. Bad ending number 2. Hi. Watch hint corner. What is hint corner? Watch hint corner. If there's anyone in chat that knows what hint corner is, and if I should or should not watch it. If it's like unnecessary, worth watching the first one at least. Okay. I trust you. Hint corner. Do I need a hint though? Oh! It's our friend. Hey there. Done now, eh, Chief? You really fucked up this time, eh, Austin? Me? Don't mind me. I'm just an insignificant interface character. You can call me Sheep. This is a space between dreams. That bastard Haruaki Fusaishi can't see it, so feel free to kick back and relax. That said, can't stay too long. I'm busy, so let's get down to business. As you'd expect at the hint corner, I'm here to give some helpful advice in your times of need. So fluffy. First, let's get all the game explanations out of the way. Well, I did say you've done it now just before. You were actually fated to arrive here from the start. I mean, you only had one choice, right? There should have been one below it, but it had a lock mark next to it, and you couldn't pick it. Oh, but just so you know, redoing Chiemi Serizawa's idiotic quiz is pointless. None of those choices will change a thing. Thanks for the heads up, game. That definitely sounds like something I would try to do. Even, you know what? It sounds like something I would try to do even if the game tells me that it wouldn't change a thing. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I think it was explained to you back in the tutorial, but let's review Raging Loop structure just in case. As you just experienced for yourself, you will definitely die in Raging Loop. Why is that? Because it's fun and we gotta pad out the game as long as we can. Don't worry about it. No, because many choices are locked, and you'll need keys to unlock them.
キーはシナリオ中に散らばってる。手に入るときはだいたい命と引き換えさ。だから死は不可避ってわけだ。
These keys are spread throughout the story. You'll need to die to obtain most of them. That's why death is unavoidable.
どうやら不妻子春明の野郎は死んでも記憶を次に持ち越せるらしいな。それを再現したシステムってわけだ。
It seems Haruaki Fusaishi can retain his memories of the next time even if he dies. This is a system to replicate that. Okay, so I'm gonna be curious to see. It kind of is hinting that the key system is gonna have an in-universe explanation for him remembering that he went down a path that failed him, and then you start going in like the multiple like timeline theory, like or universe, you know, where he's like, I'm curious if there's an in-universe him being like, oh, I remember fucking leaving my outhouse and dying. I'm not gonna do that again. Or if it is just all for us, the player kind of thing. Not like it 100% matters, but it's always interesting when there's like in-game the character who we're playing as or whatever realizes that we're doing it, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Oh shit, drop my controller. So here's my first piece of advice to you. If you get stuck, try dying.
数あるバッドエンドの中にはキーが手に入るものも多い。意外な結末からキーが手に入ることもあるだろうさ。
There are many keys lying within the story's many bad endings. You can also obtain keys from some surprising outcomes.
もちろん全部のバッドエンドを見なくても必要なキーを集めて最短クリアすることは可能だ。ま、遊び方は任せるぜ。
Of course, it's possible to get all the keys to finish the game without seeing all the bad endings and finish the game. But I'll leave that up to your playing style. Thanks, Sheep.
で、今回のバッドエンドに題してベンジョマンの最後についてだが、回避するにはキー2が必要だ。
As for bad ending 2, also known as Toilet Man's End, you'll need key 2 to avoid it.
だが、次はもう問題ね。気づいてるか？ここで死んだ時すでに大将はキー2を入手してる。
But that won't be a problem for next time. Did you notice? You already obtained key 2 by dying here.
キー2の内容はメニューの中にキーってボタンがあるからそこで見てくれりゃいいんだが
You can check the details of key 2 from the keys list in the menu, so you can check it out there.
要は夜出歩いたら死ぬってことを
Okay, so it is implying that he keeps his memories 100% here.
新しい選択が可能になった。
But basically, Haruaki Fusaishi now knows from experience he'll die if he goes out at night. That's what makes a new choice possible.
この手の一度つまずく系の死亡エンドは今後も何回かあるからそこんとこは承知しといてくれな。
You'll find more bad endings that you're forced to play through first in the future, so keep that in mind.
一方、キーを手に入れるのがずっと先になることもある。
Other times, you could keep going onwards for a long time without finding a key.
キーが手に入るときは赤文字ででっかく表示されるから今後も要注目だぜ。
Whenever you get a key, it's displayed with large red letters, so remember that part too.
この後だが、不妻子春明は振り出しに戻る。
Oh,
つま
thank
りゲ
goodness.
ームの冒頭、バイクで迷ってるシーンだな。
Haruaki Fusaishi will be sent back to the starting point after this. In other words, the scene at the start of the game with him on his bike.
最初から読み直してもいいが、今後何十回も死ぬことになるから、その度に読み直してたら大変だ。
You can reread everything from the start if you'd like, but you're gonna die dozens of times from now on, so it'd be a pain to reread each time.
だから、ある程度状況を把握したら、シナリオチャートを使って、ふっとジャンプしちゃってくれ。
So once you get a grip of the situation, use a scenario chart to jump ahead.
大将が一度読み切ったシーンならいつでもどこでもどこからでもジャンプが可能だ。便利なもんだぜこいつはよ。
You can jump to any scene you've read before whenever and wherever you want. It's really handy.
例えば今この瞬間でも 画面に出てるチャートボタンを押し、ノーム、ないの、9、悲鳴を追うかに飛んで OK だ。
For example, you could open the menu, press a chart button, and go to Q, follow the scream, in dense mist, even right now.
シナリオチャートからのジャンプをガンガン活用するのがエイジングループ攻略のコツかもな。
Use a scenario chart to jump around. That's the key to completing Raging Loop.
ちなみにここまでで2、ノームは終了。いわば小手調べ、導入が終わったってわけだ。
Incidentally, this marks the end of 2 Dense Mist. The so-called prologue is over.
今回解放された選択肢を選べば、いよいよ最初のメインルート3、読みが始まる。頑張れよ。
If you picked a choice that was unlocked this time, the game's first main route, Yomi, will begin. Good luck. Thanks, Sheep. Oh,
次にロックされた選択肢が出てきたら、右端の方を見てみな。開くために必要なキーの番号があるはずだ。
next time you come across a locked choice, look to the right side. You should see the number of the key you need to unlock it.
番号はシナリオチャートにも表示される。どこがロックされてるのか、何番のキーがいるか一目瞭然だ。親切設計だろ。
Number appears on the scenario chart too. Makes it clear what's locked and what key numbers you need. Handy system, huh?
ちなみに
He doesn't want to leave.
教えてやるけど、
By the way, here's a little tip.
1が手に入るのはすっげえ先だ。取りこぼしと
Oh,
か
it's
じゃねえ
putting
か
my
ら安
mind to
心して
ease.
サクサク次に進んでやってくれ。
This would be something I would be fretting about. You won't be getting key 1 for a long time. Didn't miss anything, so relax and just keep playing to your heart's content.
かあ、ずいぶん長くなっちまった。俺は忙しいってのによ。
That took a while, and I'm busy.
つうわけで、今回はここまで。次も元気に死んでこい。
Oh, it's enough for this time. Die another hearty death next time. Okay.
そういう夢だったってわけだ。次はもっとうまくやれ。羊が1匹、
That's funny.
羊が2匹。
I like that. Okay, so I guess I should now ask, unless it's a spoiler to say, are those worth any time a hint thing pops up going through? Are they mostly unnecessary? Is it just preference if I want to do it? Are they actual hints? Because, I mean, we're only partway through the game, but like, if it's actual hints, it feels like it would be kind of unnecessary on my end. I'm not, you know, unfamiliar with like games that have branching, you know, paths and everything like that. And usually you just kind of have to poke around to see where the different keys are. And then once you get a key, it seems like the game does everything within its power to tell you like where that key goes. So it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like the hints would be necessary. So like if it's a hint system where it's like for someone who's actually hopeless and needs the help, then is it bad if I skip those? Like, is there fun moments in the hints that I'd be missing if I did choose to skip them, I guess? If you know what you're doing, they're probably unnecessary. There's only a few points where it may be unclear where to go and what to do next. So maybe skip them, but if I'm like truly lost somehow, maybe go experience them. The only thing is, I would feel that I probably don't need it, but also, I guess if they're fun to experience, then I'm like, oh, I'd be bummed I'm missing it, but I don't want to experience them, you know. Not like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I don't need hints, I'm a tough little visual novel reader boy, but I mean, like, if I don't need them, if they're only designed there to be helpful, but if you don't need them, then I'm fine with skipping them probably. They're mostly stating the obvious, unless I really want to see sheep insult. Okay. 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 Then we'll probably dodge most of them. So I'm going to boat this, and I'm going to go to the chart, and I'm going to go into the dense mist, and I'm going to go 20. 3, 8, 19. Oh, and there's the end thing. And then it shows you get the key at the end. Great. Follow the scream. Get in there. Now, if I did the options correctly, skip to... Oh, I hit the skip to... Oh, no, I think this was immediately the choice. Keep still. Okay. So I have the option selected where skip already read text, I believe. I probably will be using those. I don't know. Generally, warp points seem pretty handy and not like too far away. But I probably will utilize the skip already read text if I'm having to go back just to like an option probably. I think that's probably the best way of handling it. I'm keeping still. I've learned from my mistakes. What was that? Sounded like someone's life was in danger. It meant something dangerous was nearby. Wait, couldn't be rash. The world didn't have many things that logic couldn't explain, like the existence of murderers. But until I saw the source of the scream myself, it was nothing but a source of fear.
今から人はここに入って鍵をかけて絶対に物音一つ立てないで
Get in there, lock yourself in, stay inside the whole night, and don't make a sound. I think I've read this line 7 times. I reached to open the door, but something stayed my hand. It was my promise to Chiemi. But that scream just now was very real. It wasn't normal. I had to assume the situation was dangerous, and maybe I could help if I went out. But that meant endangering myself. I was no saint, and had no plans to rectify that. If there was something that could get me to walk out, it would be curiosity. My curiosity had won over many dangers thus far, but right now, it was weaker than my fear and risk of death. Why? Because I already knew. Okay. Yep. Shit. What the hell were these memories? It wasn't a premonition, a dream, or anything else that vague. My brain recognized it as something I'd experienced. But how? After all, I was still alive, and the time from those memories had yet to come. Was I a precog or something? By God, I swore I'd never experienced anything like this before coming here. By God! And why did the memory come back to me at this particular moment? Regardless, that overwhelming fear and the pain and death that followed were exactly what waited for me as if I opened the door. I couldn't feel more certain of that. The thoughts rendered me unable to move, immobile. I stood still, completely certain that I'd lost my chance to leave. I wasn't childish enough to sneer at selfish decisions, but this still didn't feel good. Not to mention I was upset at myself for not being able to act like me and just run out simply because I was curious. I didn't even feel saved until that moment. Suddenly, the door began to shake. That would make me shit my pants. Luckily, we're already in a public bathroom thing, so that would be fine, as established. This place had a handle on the outside, and someone was pulling on it hard. There was a lock, sure, but there was only so much that it could take before it broke. I prepared to pull on it from inside, but
今から人はここに入って鍵をかけて絶対に物音一つ立てないで
Get in there, lock yourself in, stay inside the whole night, don't make a sound. What would happen if I did? Whatever was outside would instantly know I was here. Even if I protected the door, the thing had lots of other ways of hurting me. But what if I didn't know about me and was just weirded out by this randomly locked toilet? But what if it didn't know about me? Yeah. What if I didn't show a hint of fear to what it was doing? Would it just leave? I chose to just wait and see. Once again, someone pulled the door, shaking the structure as a whole. I gulped down a scream and focused on the lock. If it broke, it'd be over for me. Over, as in I'd be dead. That was what that memory told me. I was powerless back then, and even more so now. Assuming I tried to fight back, what would work? I'd heard that teeth were the hardest part of the human body, so maybe I could bite. Yeah, bare your fangs. That'll work. Yeah, I'd tear whatever it was apart with my teeth. Just become feral. It's fine. I'd bite it to death. I gathered my wits in killing intent. This guy... I mean, I'm not much of a fighter. I'm much more of a lover. But, like... You're dumb if you're like, oh yeah, something I learned in biology. Teeth are very hard. They're a very hard substance in the body. I mean, that means I should try to just get in close and bite someone? Your first instinct wouldn't be, I need a range punch and kick? Whatever. I gathered my wits in killing intent, grinding my teeth. I glared at the door. How long had it been? The sound suddenly stopped. For all I knew, it might have been a ploy to make me drop my guard. I'd slowly count to 500. If nothing happened in that time, I'd assume it went away. There were no screams or attacks after that. But the silence around me improved my perception, and I heard strange noises every now and then. Breathing, growling, claws on the ground. Basically, I felt a beastly presence. That shot of that werewolf thing. I love it so much. So that thing actually existed here? Was it what the mists brought here from Saranaga? The wolf is coming. Did they all know about this? Shit. Couldn't learn anything in a place like this. And not knowing things scared me. Trusting my presence or deja vu or whatever it was, I chose to just stay quiet and wait. I'd find out everything tomorrow. I just had to make it through the night and then talk to Chiemi. And if it was something I couldn't solve, I'd just run away. Thankfully, my bike repairs are going well, but I'd be leaving even if it didn't work. I'd walk to Kamifu Jiyoshi if I had to. Unlike Yasumitsu, they might have had reliable means of transport. For now, I just had to stay awake and make it through the night. 13th of May, Tuesday. All right, let me take a really quick BRB. We've been reading for like an hour. I need to go get some more water, but we'll continue reading this. I just need to stretch my legs real quick. So give me like 3 or 4 minutes. Everyone stretch your legs for 3 or 4 minutes. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. So back, I'm bundled up even more. I had another layer of clothing. I'm ready for the cold to end. When I was younger, I would live for weather like this. Now I'm an old man. My brittle bones don't don't like this. Alright, here we go, let's read. I never liked seeing night gradually turn brighter as the morning arrives. It always made me feel like shit, like I had just done something harmful, both for my body and as a human being in general. I found it natural to spend the night asleep and welcome the morning well rested and with a smile. I never expected to feel so much gratitude for the morning light leaking through the door of an outhouse. It felt like the beasts had been out and about the whole night. Naturally, the high humidity here had made my clothes all wet and sticky. It was unpleasant, but even trying to move them and make it more comfortable for myself felt like a matter of life and death. Maybe it was a good thing I couldn't relax, but hell, it was exhausting in more ways than one. When I heard Chiemi shout, "Haruaki-san!" in the distance, I was so overcome with relief I almost fell to my knees. If this turned out to be a trick and I opened the door to see some wolf with a chewed collar and its mouth lunging for my throat, I'd just give up and let it have me at this point. Yup. With that in mind, I opened the door. I expected to see the same picturesque village I'd seen yesterday, so what I actually saw shocked me pretty hard. What the hell was up with this thick mist? I couldn't see shit. It was like the entire area was consumed by it. Did someone line every inch of this place with dry ice or something?
Haruaki-san!
Haruaki-san! I could hear Chiemi, but not see her.
ちえみちゃんこっちだ
Chiemi-chan, I'm right here!
ハルアキさん、よかった。
Haruaki-san, what a relief! Ah! I heard a wet sound, ew, and finally saw a silhouette within the mist.
大丈夫
Are you okay?
歯にはまった。
I'm stuck in the field! I walked up and saw exactly what I expected. A girl struggling to free one of her legs stuck deep in the paddy field.
そうか頑張れ
I see. Well, good luck.
助けてって。
Hey, help me out! Is that that him negging? Is this what what are those weird pickup artists tell you to do? I don't even know if that reference even makes any sense. Whatever.
抜けないのねじゃあ手をよっと
Oh, you can't do it yourself? Take my hand then, and out you go.
わ、
What? I tugged her hand and braced my legs. That was enough to help her, but she lost her balance and...
おっとセーフ
Whoa! Safe.
ヘッ
Had
ド
to
ロ
read
ッ
it
ク。
like him.
これ技。決まってる。
Headlock! This is a wrestling move. You're actually pulling it off! Despite how close we were now, this wasn't the least bit romantic.
とにかくよかった。無事だったんだ。
Much to his dismay. Anyway, I'm glad you're okay. I definitely remembered a time where I was far from alright, though.
ああなんとかね
Yeah, I guess I am. I had no idea what that was about, so I didn't see any reason to mention it.
ただ夜中獣みたいな気配がした
I did feel like there was some beast outside. Chami's expression immediately darkened. She clearly knew what I was referring to.
聞きたいことはたくさんあるけどまず昨晩聞いた悲鳴のことが気になる
I have lots of questions, but right now, I'm more interested in the scream I heard than anything else.
それは。
That was...
知ってるの
Huh? You know what I mean? She fell silent, clearly uncomfortable. It's pretty ominous.
来て。どうせいつか嫌でも見る。
This way. No point delaying the inevitable. Uh-oh. Chami gave me her hand. I took it, but I didn't feel the least bit excited about this. Who's dead? Who's dead? Who's dead? She led me down the path to the school dorm.
あ房石さん無事だったんですね
Oh, Fusai-san. Fusaishi-san, you're okay.
生還おめでとう、ベンジョマン。
Congrats on surviving, Toilet Man.
ありがとう温かい布団マン君たちも無事いやはるちゃんは
truly a nickname deserving of this fucking dork of a pro tag we have. Toilet guy. Thanks, warm futon man. You're okay too. Wait, where's Haru-chan? Did she?
いえ、大丈夫です。まだ部屋なんですが、ちょっとショックが強かったみたいで、
Oh.
身支度に時間が。
Oh, she's fine. She suffered quite a shock, so she's taken a while to get dressed.
そうか。皆さん僕より先に動いてたみたいだな。
I see. So the rest of you have already gotten to move on.
逆によく耐えれたな。寝てたの？
How did you even handle being in there anyway? Were you asleep?
寝られるか。いつ出ていいかわからないからずっと起きて待ってたよ。ちえみちゃんに呼ばれてようやく。
As if I could. I had no idea when I could get out, so I just waited until I heard Chami-chan's voice.
起きてたんですか？
Huh? You were awake? Yasunaga-kun made it sound like that was weird.
いや、あのトイレで寝てごらん。横になるどころか座れもしないぜ。
You try sleeping in there, guy. Can't even sit, much less lie down. Also, the smell?
いや、そうじゃなく、そうか。
No, that's not what I see. I really hate it when people just trail off like that. Makes me way too curious.
ちなみに君たちはなぜここに？
Now, if I didn't know any better, my guess would be that they're all suspicious because the real world form of a werewolf game is happening now, as we know, right? Like, we know I'm not coming in here like a dum-dum. We know that there's some form of werewolf/mafia that happens somehow. They explain it in game. We saw the werewolf. I would assume he's suspicious somehow, probably because someone did get attacked, and then the village somehow has to determine who attacked. And you saying, yeah, I didn't sleep at all, I was up all night, kind of thing, maybe rouses some suspicion. Maybe, probably. That's what I would say. Why are you here anyway?
はるちゃん待ちと見張りだよ。
Waiting for Haru-chan and keeping a lookout? A lookout?
状況がはっきりするまで現場に誰も近づかないようにね。
We're not letting anyone near the scene until the situation is clear. Scene? So, someone actually...
見る？ベンジョマンの胃袋の強度試し。
Wanna see? It's a good way to test your stomach.
もち、あんまふざけるなよ。
Mochi, don't mess around like that.
ああ、見るよ。
Yeah, I do. The invisible and unknown were way scarier than anything else. Not to mention I could already smell something foul. I lightly moved them aside and walked up to the so-called scene. Is it the reporter? I'm gonna guess the reporter. It sounded like a younger scream. And if it's not Haru, whatever her name. Unless it was like the little girl that we don't have a name for, I think, or the one in the clothing, the one we don't have another name for, or we kind of have a name maybe. I don't know. There was a corpse. I'm just guessing when I'm probably gonna be told in like 2 minutes. It was in such a horrible state, it was hard to recognize it as human. I imagine this was what you'd gotten if you overturned a butcher's cart. That was how thoroughly the victim was disassembled. Also, the butcher would have had to deal in entrails. Enough of that comparison. Straining my eyes to look through the thick mist, I could actually make out some human parts within the vast sea of blood, or mountain of death. Hands, torn clothing, hair, and a shoulder bag. How professional. She kept hold of her interviewing tools even while running for her life. Didn't do her odds of survival any favors, though. Despite the body's state, I was right. It wasn't hard to tell that the victim was Hisako Mamiya, the small-time food journalist. Gone too soon. That thing. Did it come to me once it was done murdering her?
これはひどい。
This is awful.
大丈夫？吐き気とか。
Are you alright? Feel nauseous or anything? Shammy was standing a short distance away, looking at nothing in particular. Now, this isn't my first rodeo as far as, like, I don't want to call this necessarily a death game or anything kind of experience necessarily. It's far from that, probably, but my way too early prediction for our first situation of werewolf slash death slash happenings. To me, narratively, it would make a lot of sense if the unfortunate thing was that she died, who we already, that reporter lady, and the culprit was Mountain of a Man photographer guy. Because narratively, that just makes some sense. Like, you've got the weird two outsider, like, reporters. And then one of them kills the other, and then it's like, oh, shock. They were together, and then something bad happened to the two of them. At each other's hands, kind of thing. Anyway, Chiyomi was standing a short distance away, looking at nothing in particular. I'm predicting. We're predicting way too early. Some people probably are annoyed with me talking about predictions and shit before it actually is revealed. I got nothing to puke, and, well, I'm used to this. Is that what you were studying in college? Well, I guess you can say that. Huh? Seriously? So, can you do autopsies and stuff? When asked if they study medicine, I guess you can say that is what students from similar departments say to make themselves look good, but I did see a few pathology analyses. I crouched down and put my hands together. Then, grimacing at the harrowing reek of blood, innards, and especially digested food, I brought my face closer. Perhaps I could learn something from this. ? I could, even if it wasn't much. This corpse wasn't split into pieces. The limbs were still connected, but they were folded in an unnatural way and looked really flattened. They were either crushed or bent with no regard to bones or muscle position. Then, her whole body had been torn apart. The innards were particularly badly damaged. The words "wolf down" felt like the best way to put it. I found it hard to describe. This wasn't my job, so there wasn't much I could tell about it without touching it. This is way beyond anything I've ever seen before. I can barely tell what happened here. I had an urge to add that this seemed inhuman, but I kept myself from saying that. Anyway, we should call the police. Leave it to the pros. I said something any good citizen would, but for some reason, they didn't seem to agree. Haruaki-san, the police won't come. Why wouldn't they? I mean, someone died. They won't. Then let's evacuate. She's like, no. That's not happening either. Why? We have my bike in their van. Anyway, with Fusaishi-san, we now have all the survivors, so let's go to the dining hall. We'll wait for Haru-chan. Yeah, you do that. Let's go, Haruaki-san. Can I get an explanation? Sorry, but I'm not in the mood for explanations. Figure it out for yourself. Alright. Hostile much? Excuse me! It was the first time Chiyomi had acted so harsh with me. I was pretty irritated myself, but it must have been worse for them. They actually had info on what was happening here. Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Chiyomi said nothing more and just silently walked off. I followed after her. When we reached the plaza, I instantly understood what she'd say about evacuating. The bike and the van were both completely destroyed. The latter was in a particularly bad state. Front window was broken, all four tires were flat, etc. My bike was on its side. Its front fork was broken. Well, it was basically scrap metal now. Fuck. There was a rock right next to it. Guess we had a weapon. Guess we had our weapon. Good old rock. And there were more remains inside the van. It looked like an enormous mound of flesh and bone. Uh-oh. Oh, 2 people dead? Never mind. Fuck what I was saying. If I didn't know about Yudai Hashimotoshi, I'd have assumed there were 2 or 3 corpses here.
Hashimoto-san?
Hashimoto-san? Jimmy slowly nodded. I now knew we lost not only 2 lives, but any means of transportation as well.
あれ見て。
Look there. She pointed at a wooden electrical pole. Line was dangling, torn apart with no hope of repair.
よその電線は生きてるけど、食堂のは電話線ごとやられた。外には連絡できないよ。
The other power lines are fine, but the dining halls was destroyed along with the telephone line. We can't contact the outside. I took out my own phone. It worked, but the battery was almost dead, and like before, it was out of range. The situation had become even harsher than before.
これも見て。
Look here, too. Chami walked a few steps away. I followed after. There was a large boulder. It was tall enough to reach an average roof, and there were drawings on it. A crimson symbol of some sort. What did it represent? At first, it looked like an incoherent mess of lines. However, I soon realized there was a pattern. It felt like the calling card of some street gang. From what I could tell, the basis was a warped diamond shape with a spiral inside. Is it what's on that like necklace design on the title screen? What does it mean? There were 2 of them. They seemed to be drawn in blood, but that wasn't nearly as disturbing as the bizarre shape.
狼が2匹、村に紛れ込んだ。
2 wolves have snuck into the village.
戦わなきゃ。
We have to fight. I cut her off. My bad. Chami made a quiet declaration. Apparently, the settlement had been invaded by something malicious, and it was intelligent enough to was intelligent enough to rid it of all means of escape or contacting help. I could understand that much, but it didn't make sense to me. This wasn't some isolated island. There was a cliff, sure, but you could still go down to Saranaga or go to Kamefujiyoshi. I'd ask that about the next time I had the chance.
ごめん。
Sorry.
気が立っちゃってごめん。春明さんだってきついでしょうに。
Sorry, I got mad. It must be hard for you too.
まあ気にしないでいいよ。所詮僕はよそ者だ。
Don't worry about that. I'm just an outsider.
そんなの言わないで。
Don't say that.
ああ、言い方が悪かった。よそ者ゆえにルールがまだわからないから、もう少し静観するってこと。
Oh, poor choice of words on my part. I mean, I'm an outsider who doesn't know the rules, so I'll just silently watch for the time being.
疲れちゃいるけど、多分普通の人よりは動揺はしてないと思うから、おとなしくしとこうってね。
I'm tired, but I think I'm less shaken by this than most people, so I figured it's best for me to stay cool.
きっと他のご年配方はもっと殺気立ってるだろうし。
I imagine even the elders here are more bothered by this.
春明さん、本当にただの大学院生？
Haruaki-san, are you really just some university graduate?
そうでなきゃなんだと？
What else could I be?
なんか異様に落ち着いてない？まるでこういう質に慣れてるみたい。
I don't know. You seem way too calm about this. Like you're used to situations like this.
多分大事な神経が何本か切れてるのさ。
My nerves are pretty messed up, I guess. The small dining hall was jam-packed with people. You. He survived!
おはようございます。大変なことになったみたいですね。
Good morning, though I guess it's not very good considering what's going on.
ごめんなさいね。ちょっと湯飲みが足りなくて。
I'm sorry, I didn't prepare enough tea.
いえ、お構いなく。
Oh, it's okay.
てめえがやったのかよ。は？
You didn't ya? The younger Oribe boy menaced me. I probably mispronounced that name so bad. Ribe?
どうしてそうなるの？
Rai, maybe? No, I didn't. Why would you think that?
うるせえ入ってくるんじゃね
Shut it. Where the hell did you get off strutting in like that?
吉坊やめろ。うるせえのはお前だ。
Stop it, Yoshibo. You're the one who needs to shut it.
えああ匠兄だって言ってただろこいつが怪しいって
The hell? You're the one who said this bastard's shady. Man, I hadn't expected to be treated this badly.
ガキが出る幕じゃねえっつってんだ。それにここじゃ迷惑だ。なあ、カオさん。
I'm saying this ain't a matter for a brat like you. You're bothering Kaori-san, right?
あのね匠さんとにかく落ち着いて穏やかにね
Takumi-san, please calm down. Let's keep it peaceful.
大丈夫だ。ちゃんと話は聞く。
It's fine. We'll talk it out.
ナムシない大根源ナムシない大根源
Oh, I thought she was going to read it again. Thus I offer homage to Shinai, the Almighty, so peace may come to pass. Thus I offer homage to Shinai, the Almighty, so peace may come to pass.
やめえタイバ縁起でもねえそれより集会堂の鍵はどこだ
Stop, Taiba. That's a bad omen. Where's the key to the meeting hall?
上松様
I
に
think that's the kind of rough voice I gave him last time.
23日前お団を直すんじゃって
I gave it to Matsu-sama to maybe 3 days ago. Said she'd fix the podium.
姉ちゃんいいか
Well, Missy,
取って参ります
I'll go and get it. That was the woman. So she wasn't just an illusion. She wasn't just a ghost. Uematsu-sama was her name. Huh? I thought our eyes met for a second, but she just walked by me. But, wait!
メイコちゃんちょっと待っててね
Meiko-chan, wait here for a moment. That girl was here too. This fucking guy. Deeper in, there was Kyonosuke no Satoshi, clearly irritated by something. And this guy as well. All the stars are here. And not too far away, there was the old man who cried wolf. Just like yesterday, it was hard to tell what he was looking at, let alone thinking. They were the only ones sitting, by the way. The others were all just idly standing around.
母さん皆さん戻りました
Mom, everyone, we're back.
はるちゃんこっち
Come in, Haru-chan. Okay. The 3 students were here. With them, the settlement's entire population had gathered. As for the outsiders, the journalists were dead, while I and the mysterious girl had survived. I didn't know the circumstances, but they probably had their reasons to be suspicious of me. Suddenly, Jimmy did something unexpected.
リカコ
Unexpected.
さんちょっと待ってもらえる
Rikako-san, can you wait a moment? She stopped the girl who was about to go out to get some key. Each villager seemed to call her differently, so I didn't know what to call her myself.
この人久石春明さん皿長でバイク事故に遭った人
This is Haruaki Fusaishi-san. He crashed his bike and I met him at Saranaga.
あどうも
Oh, hello. An introduction. Now? Why?
こちら上松里香子さん回るに末で上松珍しいでしょ上藤吉の長者上松家の現当主様
This is Rikako Uematsu-san. Uematsu is made of the kanji for spin and end. Pretty rare, right? Well, she's the current head of the Uematsu household, one of the chief families from Kamifujiyoshi.
上松里香子と申しますお見知りおきください
Stumbling through these names. I'm Rikako Uematsu. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Oh. So she was like a local celebrity, huh? Like Kyonosuke Shi's Nosato family?
あとそっちのがメイコちゃん名前がわかんないからそう呼んでるだけだけど
And that's Meiko-chan. We only call her that because we don't know her real name. Meh. Meh.
こんにちはよろしくね
Hello there. Nice to meet you. The girl they called Meiko trembled a bit and...
あら
Oh my. Whoa. sprinted through the crowd to hide behind Rikako Uematsu.
で、なんだっつうんだ、ちえみ。
So, what do you want to say, Chiemi?
私は夫妻師春明さんを宴に呼ばないことを提案します。
I suggest not inviting Haruaki Fusaishi-san to the feast. I felt a wave of perplexion go through the room. Again, maybe a potential... I mean, that's just like what might end up being like the werewolf meeting thing. But also feast with food. Another don't let him have food kind of thing.
ち、買って言ってんじゃねえ。
Suspicious. Gee, that ain't how it works.
そいつが怪しいか怪しくねえかを宴で決めるんだろ。
The feast is there to help us decide if he's shady or not, right? Their expressions were stern and their words harsh.
違います。私は彼がそもそも宴に参加する資格がないと言ってるの、匠兄ちゃん。
No, I'm saying he doesn't even have the right to participate in the feast.
何言ってんだ、チエネ。そいつが一番怪しいっつうの。
The hell are you talking about? He's the shadiest of us all.
よし君、宴の支度した？
Yoshi-kun, did you prepare for the feast?
はあ？したよ。
Huh? Yeah, I did.
しなかった人いる？
Who didn't? How was I supposed to react? No one else was raising their hands, but I had no idea what they were talking about.
多分はい。何のことかわからないんで。
Me? Probably. I don't even know what that entails.
宴の支度をしなかったから、あの二人は汚れを受けた。
The other two who didn't prepare for the feast were taken by the corruption.
でも、春明さんは受けていない。私は狼様が彼を無視していると思ってる。
However, Haruaki-san wasn't. I think the Okami-sama ignored him. Okami-sama? As in Wolf-sama? Why the reverence? And what was she even talking about?
サラナガから来た人ではあるけど、彼は本当にただ通り過ぎただけ。むしろ宴の邪魔になる。
He's from Saranaga, sure, but he clearly just passed by. In fact, I think he'd get in the way of the feast.
いえ、むしろ宴に混ぜれば狼様の怒りを買って何が起きるかわからないとすら思う。
No, for all we know, forcing him into the feast would just make the Okami-sama mad.
ばあちゃん、どう思う？
What do you think, Ba-chan?
あんた、ほんまに支度をせんと無事だったんかね？
Did you really survive without preparation?
ちなみに支度って？
What was I supposed to do?
みそぎ、物意味、夢枕。
Purify, shelter, dream.
体を清める。一つの建物に一人で閉じこもる。眠って夜明けを待つ。この三つ。
Basically, cleanse your body, lock up in a single building all by yourself, and wait for dawn while asleep.
じゃあ守ってないですね。トイレに一人で入りましたけど、風呂も入らず一晩徹夜しましたから。
I didn't then. I was in the outhouse by myself, but that's it. I didn't bathe and spent the night awake. Place got all noisy. They probably didn't expect that answer.
わからんね。初めてよ。そんなことを聞いたのは。
I don't know. It's never happened before. Tae-san sounded genuinely puzzled.
リカコさん、どう思われます？
Or Tai-san. Tae-san. I said Tae-san like I was about to say Tae-san Day. Chocolate rain. Tai-san. What do you think, Rikako-san? I had no idea what kind of dynamics were at work here, but Chiemi asked for Rikako Uematsu's opinion.
私も賛成です。
I consent to the idea.
神内明神が裁かれないのなら、この方は山の掟の拉致外に
If
追
our
われ
great
るのでしょう。
If our great Lord Shinai chose to spare him, he must be exempt from the rules of the mountain. Her words created even more commotion.
そういうことです。
So there.
ちえみ、分かってんのか？そいつを外すってことは。
Chiemi, you know what you're doing, right? If we remove him...
うん。大切な宴一日分、無駄な人をくくらずに済むね。
Yeah, we won't have to waste our hanging for the day.
おやっさん、どうするんだ？
Oh man, what do you think? It was roundabout, but in the end, once again, the one to make the final call was Kanzo Makishimashi. Kanzo Makishimashi. He won't be in the feast. Old man. But, glaring directly at me, the old man walked through the gathering and approached me. Seeing him from up close, I realized just how big and burly he was. It was pretty typical of someone living in a place like this, but it felt out of place on someone his age. His expression displayed both an inner strength to match his physique and a profound rage. If the laws of the mountain don't work on you, it'll be our rules you follow. If you don't, I'll shoot you dead. He spoke slowly, yet decisively. Man, this was uncomfortable. Hold on. If he can be excluded, I would like the same to happen to Rikako-san and I. Huh? Why? We're from Kami Fujiyoshi. We have no reason to play along with Saranaga's business.
野里様、そうはいきません。宴の日にいりゃ、野里も、植松も、身車も、樋口も、関係ありゃせんです。
Nosato-sama, that won't do. If you're here on the day of the feast, it doesn't matter if you're a Nosato, Uematsu, Miguruma, or Higuchi.
おっちゃん、その理屈だったら僕もヤッスンもサボってよくなる？
Uncle, that'd mean Yasun and I could leave too.
廃着されたものは話は別だろう。どうして今現在4家に属している者がこんなバカに付き合わなきゃならない？
You were both disinherited. What? That's different. Why must people that are still part of the four families take part in this idiocy? Sorry, taking a sip there. Listen here, Kyo.
気安く呼ぶな、ムロ。行きましょう、リカコさん。こんなもの付き合う義理はない。
Don't call me that, Muro. Let's go, Rikako-san. We have no reason to play with these peasants.
いいえ、野里様。藤吉に住むものならば、義理がないとは言えぬでしょう。
No, Nosato-sama. Those in Fujiyoshi have a duty to remain present.
皆等しく、神内様の手のひらの上。それが、この安水という皿の上に乗せられただけ。
I just wanna... I'm gonna re-listen, because I wanna make sure.
皆等しく、神内様の手のひら
Okay,
の上。
yeah, I just wanted Shinai. Okay,
それが、
wanted to know I was saying it right.
この安水という皿の上に乗せられただけ。
All remains in the hands of Shinai-sama, and we now gather upon the platter named Yoshimitsu.
しかし。
But...
文句がありゃどこへでも行け。
If you got a problem...
死ぬのが関の山よ。
If you got a problem, then get out. Let the corruption take you. Kinosuke, she eventually fell silent, and Rikaku left, to get the key, probably. She returned in no time, and everyone began leaving.
てめえは別のとこだ。
You're not coming with us.
はい。どこに行けば？
Alright, where to then?
匠、奥の檻使えるか？
Takumi, is the cage open?
そりゃ使えるけど。あ、わかった。連れてっとく。
Well, yeah. Alright, I'll take him.
あんた、こっちだ。
Come with me. Everyone went to some hall near the village plaza, while Takumi led me elsewhere. We made our way through the tall grass between the buildings. At a dead end next to wild trees and rocky cliff, there was a large cage. Get in the cage. It even had a roof and would have passed for a hut with a bit of work.
生け捕りにした獅子を入れとくような檻だ。悪いが、ここに入っといてもらう。
This is where we keep the live game we capture. Sorry, but you'll have to wait here.
拒否権はないってわけですか。
I can't say no, can I?
悪く思うな。みんなが宴をやってる間だけだ。そう長くはかからねえ。
Don't take it the wrong way, okay? You'll be out once we're done with the feast. Won't take long.
詳しい話を聞くのも無理。と。
And I can't get any details, huh?
ああ、そうだな。悪いとは思うが、宴に出んで済むだけで幸運と思ってくれ。
Yeah, I do feel bad about this, but you should be thankful you don't need to take part in the feast. How was I supposed to feel that way if I didn't even know what the feast was? I'd have asked, but he looked pretty irritated, probably because he wanted to get it over with, so I kept my mouth shut. The floor of the cage was mostly gravel with spaces of wheat and other things littered about. There was a vague but very clear scent of beasts.
ここ、横になっていいでしょうか。眠れる時に寝といた方が良さそうだ。
Can I lie down here? I figure I should sleep whenever I can.
ずいぶんずぶといな、あんた。
Man, you're brash.
単に臆病なだけ。死にたくないだけですよ。
No, just a coward. I don't want to die is all. That was why I'd abandoned those people. After Takumi-san locked me in and left, I laid down and closed my eyes. The ground was hard and it reeked pretty bad, but it was still an improvement over the outhouse. I should have taken the time to think about what the villagers had said, about my strange memories, and about how I could get the hell out of here. That was what I wanted to do, but I knew that I'd just be swept away by an unproductive spiral of regret if I went down that rabbit hole. Had I always been this admirable of a person? Another thing. For some reason, I felt like I'd spend the entirety of this time just watching the battle. So I decided that I'd focus on resting, preparation for what was to come.
みんな座りんさった。じゃあ。
Oh, here we go. We're doing things. Okay. Everyone's sitting. And
読み意味の宴を始めましょうね。
let's begin the feast of the Yomi Purge.
上松様、お願いしますよ。
Uematsu-sama, if you may.
新内様に献上されたおみきです。年少者から順に回し飲みしてください。
This is sacred sake presented to us by Shine-sama. Please drink it, starting from the youngest. Sorry, I got caught up there. Sake?
あなたはお口をつけるだけ。
You just put your mouth to it.
未成年者は飲むなよ。
No drinking for you, kids.
一杯くらいどうってことねえよ。
Not like it would kill me.
やめなさい、義継。安永も何か言ってやって。
Stop it, Yoshisugu. You say something too, Yasunaga.
義継、あくまで形だけのものだから。
Yoshisugu, this is just for tradition's sake.
うるせえな。分かってるよ、兄貴。
Shut it. I know how it is, Aniki.
こんなの飲みたくない。
I don't want to drink this.
はるちゃん、チュッてして。はい、終了。僕も終了。
Wait. Okay, Haru-chan, just kiss it. There, done. And I'm done too.
僕もこれで。知恵ね。
I was thrown off for some reason. I think I was so used to the school outfit. I was like, wait, is this a different character? And then I was like, no, that's definitely Mochi. I was thrown off. Okay, same here, Chieni.
ここから大人ね。いただきます。
Alright, adult time. Here I go.
私はこのくらいで。
This is enough for me.
存外にいい酒だな。では、ムロ。
It's better than I expected. Muro?
昼間っから酒が飲めるとは宴様々だな。ほらよ、おやっさん。
We're drinking sake during the day. This feast is something. Here, old man.
耐えばこぼすなよ。
Don't spill it, Taiba.
はいはい、いただきます。おじいさん、モテるかいね。
I'll have it. Can you hold it, mister?
酒か。
Sake! Sake!
一通り回ったか。
Actual cough.
説明せ。
That's done. Taiba, Explain.
みんなお話は知っておるね。夕霧が立つとき、狼様はよみがえり、人を亡きにせんとされる。
You all know the tales, don't you? When the evening mist comes, the Okami-sama, the wolves come back to life and try to slay the humans.
よもつ狼のお印が2つ。こたび、狼様がお二人を血戻られた。
There were 2 symbols of the Yomatsu Okami. That means that 2 wolves have risen.
じゃからあたしらは、神内様の言う通り、こうして宴してお守り様の加護のもと狼様を探してくくらねばいかん。
That's why we must do as Shinai-sama says and throw feasts so we can find and hang them using the powers of the guardians some of us were given.
従わずば神内様は汚れを下される。それはとても恐ろしい死に目を見るということよ。
If we don't, we will be taken by the corruption. That means dying a horrible death.
汚れを受けたくなくば宴に出て狼様を亡きにする。それがわしら安水の者の役目。
To avoid the corruption, we must have feasts to slay the werewolves. That is our role as inhabitants of Yoshimizu.
お姉ちゃん、亡きにするって何？
Oni-chan, what does slay mean?
殺すという意味よ。
It means kill.
怖い。
Scary.
大丈夫。私が守ってあげるから。
It's fine. I'll protect you.
遮って申し訳ありません。山脇さん。
Sorry for the interruption, Yamawaki-san.
ええのですよ。小さい子のすること。狼様かもしれんのはその子だけじゃございません。
It's okay. Children always do that. She's not the only one among us. Who could be a wolf?
やれやれ、くだらん話ですな。
Good grief, what nonsense.
おいおっさん、くだらねえならとっとと出ていけや。そんで汚れで死んじまえ。
If that's what you think, then just fuck off and let the corruption have you.
よしすぐ、お前は。
Yoshitsugu.
失礼だがオリベさん、自分の子にどんな教育をなさっているのかね。
Ori-san, I'm concerned about your son's upbringing.
俺は勝手にグレてんだ。ババア巻き込んでんじゃねえや。
I'm like this because I want to be. Don't drag the hag into this.
義継黙れぶん殴るぞ
Shut up, Yoshitsugu. I'll punch you.
ああ匠にまで何言
I'll
って
punch
ん
you.
だ。
Huh? Takumi? The hell are you acting tough for?
殴るっつったら殴るよしもキヨも一緒だお前らちょっと黙れ
I'll read this line and then I'll say what I was gonna say. If I say I'll punch you, I will. You too, Kiyo. Just shut up and listen. Now, I assume that again, we're gonna get like a round or a game of in-universe werewolf thing. I assume it's not gonna be as fun to experience. It's gonna be much more probably visual. This is just an assumption on my end, but it's gonna be much more visual novel-y. Maybe there's not as much actual say I have in anything, or control or anything. I don't know if I actually have to solve a mystery. It might just be very straightforward kind of thing. And if that's the case, damn, is it gonna make me wish and make me think about Gnosia again. Because man, did I have so much fun playing the actual social deduction game of Gnosia during that time. It's gonna make me miss it. It's gonna make me miss that process. But oh well. I digress.
Huh,
You don't have the guts.
言われてんぜ。
Hear that?
大人は無駄に根性試しをしねえそれはともかくタイばあちゃん俺やっぱり納得できねえよ
Adults don't let stuff like that get to them. Anyway, Ba-chan, this doesn't seem right to me.
その話俺らはずっと聞かされてきたがずっとわからねえことがある
I've been hearing about this ever since I was young, but it never made sense to me.
俺らはずっとここで育ってきたメイコ以外はみんな顔見知りだ
We've been here for as long as we can remember. With the exception of Mako. We all know each other.
狼さん入れ替わってるって。そんなわけねえよ。みんな普段通りだ。
They've been replaced by wolves? Like hell. They're the same as always.
匠、甘えこと言ってんじゃねえ。
Takumi, you're being naive.
なんだよ、おやさん。怪しい奴がいるっつうのか。
What? You're saying there's someone shady among us?
どいつも怪しい。
Everyone's shady.
おじいちゃん。
Oji-chan.
春も気をつけ。
You be careful too, Haru.
けだものでも人を騙す。人ならなおさらよ。
Even beasts can trick people, and people trick better than any beast.
こん中にわしらを騙して平然としとるもんはおる。
There are things here acting like they're one of us.
なんでそう断言できるんです？
Why are you so confident?
昔のもんの言葉には真実がある。
There's truth in what the ancestor said.
まあいいですけど。
Well, if you say so.
安水のパープーの言ってきたことだろう。
That's just what Yasumisu's numbskulls say, isn't it? Chikamochi.
あんたはまたそんな。
Again, you irreverent little.
モッチ、やめとけって。すみません。それでどうするんですか？
Mochi, stop that. I'm sorry. So, what do we do now?
どうって話し合いで決めんだ。
What do you mean? We talk and decide, right?
話し合いで決まるのかな。しかもこの中の誰かを殺すという決定をでしょう。
Will that be enough? I mean, we're deciding who to kill here, aren't we?
全員が自分の考えを言う。それで納得のいく意見を絞り込む。
Everyone will say what they think. Then we'll narrow it down to the most reasonable opinion.
チエネ、どう思う？
Chieni, what do you think?
少なくとも全員怪しくないと思う人と全員怪しいと思う人がいる時点で破綻してると思うけど。
I think it's a mess. We already have people who think no one's shady and those who think everyone is.
決まるはずのない会議を延々やっても苦痛なだけ。それに耐えかねてみんな偉い人の鶴の一声を望み始めるし。
Yammering on and on about something that can't be reasonably decided is a waste of time. Besides, in the end, this is just going to be decided by whoever's most influential. What are you getting at?
ちえみ、あんま心配すんな。俺らは安水の釜の飯食って暮らしてきたもん同士だぞ。なんとかなる。なんとか。
Don't worry too much, Chiemi. Most of us here are Yasumisu brothers and sisters. It'll work out in the end.
匠兄ちゃんの仲間思いなとこ、すごく嬉しいけど。
I appreciate that you're being so considerate, but
その仲間から一人選んで殺すんだよ。
we're talking about killing someone here.
もっと嫌なこともあるよ。仲間から選びたくなかったら仲間じゃない人から選べばいい。
Plus, it gets worse. If you don't want to pick someone close to you, you'll choose someone else.
自分がそんなに好きじゃない人とか、ここに来て日が浅い人とか。
Someone you don't like, or a stranger?
少なくともそういう理由では絶対に選ばないようにしないと大変な間違いをしちゃうんじゃないかな。
Personally, I think you shouldn't let that kind of thing affect your decision. It'd be a grave mistake.
だから俺はそもそも殺すとか頭おかしいからやめようぜって方向にまとめてんだよ。
Hey, I'm trying to say that killing and all that shit is insane and we should stop it.
匠、それはいかん。
That won't do, Takumi.
ばあちゃんだってこう言い出す。だからじっくり話してだろ。
Bachan's saying the same thing. That's why we gotta talk it out, you know?
わかるけどね。
I know what you're trying to say, but
ちょっと。
can I?
はーい、はるちゃんが喋ります。
Haru-chan speaking.
知恵姉が連れてきた男が記者の人たち殺したとか、そういうのないのかな。
What's the likelihood of the guy Chieni brought being the one who killed the journalist?
言ってるそばから。
See? What did I just say?
僕はないと思うよ。勘だけど。みんなどうですか？
I don't think he did. It's just my gut, though. What about you guys?
匠にあいつが怪しいっつってたろ。
Takamini, you said he's shady?
怪しいと思ったさ。しかし千恵美の言う通り、そんな理由じゃ決めねえ方がいいだろう。
Yeah, I did. But like Chiemi said, we shouldn't make decisions based on that.
それに、あいつは変なやつだが、ああいうことをやりそうなやつじゃないような気がする。
Also, guy's weird, but I don't think he'd do something like that.
それは私も賛成だけどね。とにかく私たちの問題なんだから私たちで解決するべきだと思う。
I'm with you on that. This is our problem, so we should solve it by ourselves.
それだって好みで選んでることに他ならんだろう。
Isn't that basically choosing someone based on who you like? Alright, we're sending this guy. This guy, we're voting him, right? We hate him. I hate his vibes are off. Vibes based voting here. Throw him out.
じゃあ清之助さんはどうやって決めるべきだと思います？
So, how do you think we should choose, Kiyonosuke-san?
結局こういった場で決める手段といえば多数決しかないものだよ。織部安永君。
I believe majority rule is the most reliable method here. Yasunaga Oribe-kun. Hail democracy and all that. It's not very like you.
私はそれ以外にこれだけの人間の意見をまとめる手段など存在しないと言っているのだよ。
I'm merely saying that there's no better way to get the common opinion of this many people.
第一、話し合いで納得というのも結局は大多数が合意する結論を取るということだろう。多数決に他ならん。
Also, talking it out and making the decision then is basically taking the conclusion most people agree with, no? That's the same as majority rule.
そうでなければ、それこそ君の言った鶴の一声。つまり有力者の独断で決まることになるのだろう。
Otherwise, like you mentioned, everything would be decided by whoever had the most influence.
安水の有力者とは、牧島勘三しかね、それとも山脇多江さんかね。そして殺されるのは、住人でない私か。
Who would that be here in Yasumizu? Kanzo Makishimashi? Tai Yamawaki-san? And who would be killed? Me, of course, the non-local.
当のお偉方本人が狼かもしれないという状況でだ。バカらしいと思わないかね。
Isn't that foolish, considering the people deciding might themselves be wolves? Nosato-san.
言っておくが、私は死ぬのはごめんだ。それならば、せめて無力より一票の力を保てる方法を望みたいね。
Just so you are aware, I have no intention of dying. At the very least, I want a method where I have a say in what happens.
俺は反対だ。多数決だ。そりゃ結論は出るだろうよ。正しいかどうかは別としてな。
I'm against that. Majority rule? Yeah, you'll get a conclusion, but there's no guarantee it'll be right.
俺はやっぱりちゃんと話し合って決めるしかねえと思う。
I still think talking it out and deciding then is the best.
ちなみに話し合いをするとなると何を話し合うんです？
Speaking of which, what would we even talk about?
タイバーちゃん、宴には山のお守りが力を貸すって話だよね。
Taiba-chan, you said something about the guardians of the mountain lending us their aid, right?
そうよ。蛇様、猿様。
I would assume these are like the roles, maybe, that you would get in a game like this. Yes, the snake, the monkeys, the silver shrine of the silver monkeys, the crow, and the spider will lend us their aid.
詳しいことわかる？
Do you know the details?
蛇はの。
Oh, the snake!
うわ、じじして。
He got activated. Ah, old fart, you know about it?
蛇はの。狼が誰か山に消える。
I still have the roles in Genosha stuck, like, hard seared into my brain. The snake! Can ask the mountain who's a wolf!
猿だけ2匹おる。お互いが猿じゃと知っておる。
There are two monkeys. They both know who the other monkey is. Also, I rarely do this, and I hate that I'm doing this in the middle, but we're talking about Genosha. I think I said this yesterday during my stream of this. If you're like watching this and you're like, oh shit, visual novel, I'm down to a visual novel read by this guy, you know, and also social deduction bent towards it. Highly recommend, especially if you've already played Genosha, because first I would recommend you play Genosha, because everyone should play Genosha. But if you're like want to experience someone else playing Genosha for the first time through me, highly recommend my Genosha playthrough on this channel. I rarely try to like pitch my own playthroughs, especially during my other playthroughs of games, but highly, in my opinion, highly rated. By other people's opinion, highly rated. I think my Genosha playthrough is a very fun watch, and I think it's a very fun experience. Again, if you've already played Genosha, I mean, I would assume it's still a fun watch if you haven't, but it's one of those special games to me that I'm like, you should probably play Genosha first before experiencing it through someone else. But if you're watching this and you're like, I need more, highly recommend finding the Genosha playthrough on my channel. It's in there, and it's good. Anyway, he's talking about there's two monkeys. They both know who the other monkey is. Who's the monkey? Hey, we're the monkeys. Also, I think I said this yesterday, but I really need to go back and find time over the next, like, month to, like... I'm so bad at watching shows, but, like, I need to watch more of the Genosha anime. Because I got, like, 3 or 4 episodes in, and then I fell off, and then... But it was good what I watched, and I was like, I need to rewatch this. Okay, the crow can ask the mountain if the hanged one was a wolf. The spider can ask the mountain to protect someone from the wolves, but only for one night.
その通りじゃと私も聞いておりますよ、おじいさん。
That's what I'd been told too. The wolf has come.
あんた、これを知っとったのですか。あんた、ボケとるかと思ったが、信心があったのね。
I wasn't aware you knew this. I thought you were just senile, but it looks like you're pious too.
おじいちゃんのことは置いといて、じゃあこの中の誰かがそれぞれの力を受けてるはずだってこと？
Anyway, I mean some of us here should have those powers.
それってどういうこと？というか、神様とかお守りとか。
What do you mean?
あるの？
What do you mean? Wait, do God and the Guardians even exist?
ただ昔話になぞらえて誰かが人殺しをしてるだけじゃ。
Isn't it just some serial killer using old folktales as a cover?
はるちゃんや、神様はちゃんとおる。
Haru-chan, God really does exist.
そんなの信じてるだけでしょ？
You just believe he does.
そんなことはない。みんな生まれてからこれまでに神内様のお姿を見とるはずじゃ。
No, all of us must have seen Shinai-sama at least once in our lives.
そんなのただの。
But that's...
はるちゃん、落ち着いて。大丈夫？
Calm down, Haru-chan. Are you alright?
うん。ごめん。
Yeah, sorry.
真偽はともかく、今は分かってることを情報として整理するところだよ。いろいろと決めるのはまだ早い。
Whether it's true or not, we should start by putting together what we know. It's too early to decide anything.
さっきのお守りのカゴの話、もっと分かりやすくしよう。
Let's make the Guardian thing a bit easier to understand.
若い子はもっとちゃんと昔の話を覚えんといかんね。
Can't you youngins remember the old tales better?
蛇は見破る、猿は手を取る、カラスは味を見る、雲は守る。
The snake sees, the monkeys hold hands, the crow tastes, the spider protects.
蛇は大衆に紛れた狼を発見することができた。ちなみに蛇は身車家の守護獣でもある。
The snake can discover the wolves among the people. It's also the guardian beast of the Miguruma family.
猿は守護する者同士が狼でないことを確実に知っている。
The monkeys.
猿は樋口家の守護獣でもありますな。
The monkeys know for certain that the other monkeys aren't wolves. It's the guardian beast of the Higuchi family.
カラスは死んだ者が狼かどうか知ることができる。我が野里家の守護獣がカラスだ。
The crow can tell if the one who died was a wolf or not. It's my family's, Nosato's guardian beast.
貧乏くさいよね。
That's pretty sad.
黙れ。そしてクモは誰かの家に狼が入ることを防ぐ。クモは植松家を守護している。
Silence. And the spider can keep the wolves from entering someone's home. It's Uematsu's guardian.
そうですね。それぞれの家の門にもそれぞれのお守りがあしらわれています。
Indeed. Each family's crests represent their guardians too.
でも実際はそれぞれの加護を受けた人はどうやってその力を借りるんだろう。
But how do those chosen by these guardians use their powers?
蛇は夜他の生きとるもんの名前を何かに書いて枕の下に置いて寝る。
A snake writes the name of one still living person on something and puts it under their pillow before bed.
翌朝それが人か狼様か神内様に教えてもらえるそうよ。
The next morning, Shinai-sama tells them whether it's a human or a wolf.
猿は2人おって加護を受けた時にもう一人の猿が誰かを神内様に教わるそうじゃ。
There are two monkeys, and Shinai-sama tells them who the other monkey is the moment they're granted protection.
カラスは前の日にくくられたもんが人かどうか知れるそうだわね。
The crow is told whether the person who was hanged the day before is a human or not.
クモは他の生きとるもんの名前を何かに書いて枕に敷けばそのもんは一晩狼様から守られる。
The spider writes the name of one still living person and places it on their pillow. That person will be protected from the wolves, but only for one night.
そうしてお守り様方の力を借りてあたしらはくくる一人を選ばねばならんということ。
With these methods, we must use the powers of the guardians to pick someone to hang each day.
狼様をみんなくくれば勝ち。狼様にみんなやられれば負けよ。
If we get all the wolves, we win. If the wolves get everyone else, we lose.
ヤス君、わかったかいね。
Do you understand now?
わかりました。
Yes, but
そもそもばあちゃん、どっからそんなの聞いたんだ。
where did you even learn this?
あたしはあたしのおばあちゃんに聞いたのよ。
I heard about it from my Oba-chan.
とにかくそれじゃ長者それぞれの血筋の人がそれぞれの加護を受けてるってことよね。
Oh wait, that means that those who have village head family blood have their guardians, right?
それはどうかな。身車家の縁者は絶縁者含めてここにはいないし。
I'm not so sure about that. I mean, we don't have anyone with Miguruma blood, disowned or not.
宴でお守りが誰に力を授けるかは気まぐれだと聞いております。
I heard that the guardians are very fickle about who they lend their aid to.
じゃあ誰なの？
Then who are they?
下手に明かせば狼様に狙われるかもしれない。
If they reveal it, they might make themselves targets for the wolves.
そんなこと言ってたらそれこそ何も話が進まねえだろう。
We won't get anything done if we can't talk about it, though.
そうかしら。例えば。
You think so? What if?
めんどくせえ。ダラダラしてても話が進まねえだけだ。
Screw this. We're wasting time here.
みんな聞いてくれ。蛇の守護を
Dude.
俺だ。
Listen up. My guardian's a snake. Huh? What?
匠に それは本当なの？というか、どうやってそれ
がwait. Someone's not up on their whole game theory here. Someone's throwing their game. Takumi, is that true? How do you even know even know that?
言い忘れておったよ。お守りはね、夢枕に立つ。そして選ばれた者に印を残す。
I forgot to explain that. The guardians come when they're dreaming and leave a mark for their chosen ones.
お力をお借りするならば、頼りにしたためて枕元に入れればいい。印により答えが示される。
If you wish to borrow their power, write it up and put it in your pillow. A mark will give you their answer.
そうだ。俺にも印があった。夢は正直覚えてね
え。Yeah, I had a mark on me. I don't remember the dream though.
蛇は見破る。じゃあ、匠兄ちゃんにはこの場の誰が狼かもう分かってるってことなの？
The snake sees. Does that mean Takumi-chan already knows who are the wolves here?
いや、さっき言ったじゃろう。頼りにしたためねばならん。それも選べるのは一夜に一人だけ。
No, as I said, he has to write it up and he can only choose one person per night.
明日の朝になるまでわからないってこと？
Huh? So we won't know anything until tomorrow morning?
そうじゃ。
Yes.
一つ聞いていいかね、ムロ。
Can I ask something, Muro?
なんだよ。
What is it?
君はどうしてそんな極めて重大な情報を何のリターンもないこのタイミングで開示したのだ？
The only play here, if he's smart, is if he says in response to this, because again, game theory, is that he says, I revealed it so soon so that everyone trusts me, and also I want to be protected by the spider. Like, spider, whoever's a spider here, put my name down and protect me. That would be the smartest move here, because you've already... There's a chance he just jumped the gun because he's fucking whatever. He's so like, I just want to get to the talking phase of this whole thing. But the smart thing here would be like, I jumped the gun so that no one else preemptively beat me to claiming that they're this person. And then I'm being open about it and painting myself with this importance so that the person who can have a choice of protecting me protects me. And then we're fine. That would be the smart thing to say here. But I digress. Again, this is not my first rodeo. I talked about this yesterday. As someone who doesn't like to play social deduction games in most multiplayer or multiple person type scenarios, I like game theory in general. And obviously this is the most basic of game theory stuff. But like, I'm a nerd about a lot of stuff. But something I'm a huge nerd of is like, the game theory behind a social I knew I was going to do it once. I think this is the first time I've done it in Raging. Social seduction is not what I'm trying to say. Social deduction. I like the game theory behind it way more than I actually like putting into practice and playing with random people. Anyway, why'd you reveal? Yeah. What do you mean, why? We have no other information to go on.
聞いた限りだと、蛇の能力はとても大事です。狼にとっては非常に手強い相手だと言える。
Based on what's been said, the snake's power is very important. It makes you a very powerful asset in the fight against the wolves.
だから、それを簡単に明かしてしまうと、匠兄が危ないってことに。
So, revealing it like you did put you in a grave danger.
そんなもん怖くねえよ。
Huh, I ain't scared at all.
なぜ怖くないと言えるんだね、君は。相手はあんな風に人を殺す化け物だぞ。
How can you say that? Did you see what those monsters did to those people?
なんだ、化け物とか信じてるじゃん。
Oh, so you believe in monsters?
今のは言葉のあやだ。とにかく今、我々は一つの武器を失ったということになる。
It was a figure of speech. Anyway, this turn of events has cost us a valuable weapon. Don't just decide that. You don't know shit.
わかるとも。皆様、聞いていただきたいのですがね。
Yes, I do. Listen to me, everyone.
この場で何か言えば、それは狼に情報提供していることでもあるんだ。
Anything you say here is free information for the wolves.
明かさなくていいことは明かさずに話を進めるべきだ。そうではないかね。え？
We should talk things out without overplaying our hands, yeah?
そうですね。それで一つ思いついたことがあるんですけど。
That's true. It gave me an idea.
今私が喋っているんだ。
I'm the one speaking now.
黙れ兵六。やす、言え。
Quiet, fool. Yasu, speak.
はっ。匠兄が正体を明かしたことを極力有効に利用するには、彼を雲に守ってもらうのがいいと思う。
To make the best use of Takumi's reveal, Spider should protect him. Now, then we have the opposite side of the coin here, because he didn't already point this out. The other thing would be is if Takumi is very, very smart and he's a wolf, then this could be him jumping the gun, preemptively saying, I'm the spider, or not I'm the spider, I'm the snake, in hopes that this point would be raised, someone would protect him unnecessarily, then he has free reign to attack whoever, right? That's the other side of this whole thing. I am explaining probably some of the most basic, most obvious things happening here, but because it's just only because I find it just interesting and fun. And for those people that might not be thinking this, I don't know, there might be someone watching this at some point who's like, oh, I didn't even consider that. This is for you. You know, shout out to you listening.
この中にいる雲は正体を明かさずに夜、頼りをしたためるとかして、匠兄を守るのがいい。
The spider among us, without revealing his or her identity, should write his name down, I suppose, and protect him.
これで匠兄は助かる。どうかな?
That would keep him safe. What do you think?
いいんじゃないか。
Sounds good to me.
ヤス、おやっさん。
Yasu, old man.
匠は今日安全になる。蛇にこうで誰かを調べ。
You'll be safe today. Ask the snake to tell you about someone.
匠姉ちゃんが明日調べた結果は間違いなく正しいってことね。
Whatever he finds out will definitely be correct, right?
そうなるね。
Right.
匠兄ちゃん。
Right.
誰を調べ
I gave him gruff voice for
どん
some
な
reason.
結果が出ても嘘を言わないって誓える？
Takumi Nichan, can you promise you won't lie no matter who you investigate and what result you get?
そんなもん決まって。
Of course I...
決まってるさ。
Of course I won't.
じゃあ今日はそれでいいんじゃない？何の証拠もないのに誰かを殺すとかやっぱり無理があると思う。
Isn't that good enough for today? I don't think we can hang anyone without any kind of proof. Now, the unfortunate thing, I wonder if someone's going to bring it up here, but the other obvious part to this is that there are two wolves, and there should be two deaths, but obviously the spider can protect one person, right? Someone might be looking at this and be like, hey, spider, why are you guaranteeing this guy's safety just because he claimed he has this role? I'm a selfish person and I want you to protect me, kind of thing. So there's that aspect to it, because even if you protect the one person, there's still going to be one death. And so there's one of these people should be like, why should we just guarantee to give immunity to this guy? Just on the off chance that he's A, telling the truth, and B, he's going to be able to predict correctly who is a werewolf. I don't know, that's where my mind would be going. I'd be like, okay, well, it just opens up me for danger if I was just a regular person. Or if I'm a monkey. If I'm a monkey, I'm quaking. I'm quaking in my boots. Anyway. Yeah, I read that.
本当にそれでいいのかよ。
You sure that's okay?
何かまずいと思うのか?
Why wouldn't it be?
別にただ待つってのが性に合わねえだけだ。
Just sitting around and waiting, doesn't suit me, okay?
それはわかるけど。あ、でも、匠兄が誰を調べるかはみんなの前で言っておいた方がいい。
I know that. Oh, by the way, I think Takumi should tell us who will investigate.
どうして
Why?
匠兄が誰かを調べてその結果が匠兄に不都合だった時別の人を占って
No.
嘘つくのを防げる
So, if you investigate someone and don't like the result, you can't lie that you actually investigate someone else.
嘘なんてつかねえよ。
What the? I wouldn't lie.
合理的だな。安水の者には情の熱い室には必須の条件と言える。
That's reasonable. Say it's necessary for Muro considering how sympathetic he is to Yasumisu's inhabitants.
別に匠兄ちゃんに限らないでしょ。身内は誰だってかばいたいもん。でも今はそんな場合じゃないし。
He's not that special in that regard. Everyone wants to protect their own, but the situation doesn't allow that.
あと利点がもう一つ。誰を優先的に調べたらいいかって点は少なくともみんなで話し合えるでしょ。
There's another positive to that. We can all discuss and decide who we should investigate first, right?
そうだな。そのくらいの話し合いはしておきてえところだ。ちなみに安永は誰がいいと思う？
True. I'd like to talk about that too. Who do you think I should go for, Yasunaga?
僕はちょっとわからないけどそれこそ不当に選ばれそうな人は先に調べておいた方が安心かな
I'm not too sure, but I think we should start with the one who's most likely to be unjustly chosen to be hanged.
では私を調べてもらえないか。正直なところを言えば、そうでもないと発言権すら得られなさそうなのでね。
That would be me. Honestly, I feel as though I can't even speak if I'm not confirmed to be human.
なくったって喋るんじゃん。
You're speaking quite a lot if you ask me.
じゃあ器用を調べる。それでいいか。
Then I'll investigate Kyo. Is that okay?
異論はねえな。
Fine by me.
じゃあ今日は誰も吊るさん。
And we're not hanging anyone today.
本当にそれでいいのかね
Is that really fine?
ああ、大丈夫だ。これで解散。
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. That's it for today. Alright, we got an autosave finally. Okay, we're gonna cut it there. I do really want to start getting to Yakuza 3, even though it might only get to be like an hour or so. But I do want to get to that a bit today. So I'm going to save myself. How many save slots do you think we have? 19. I assume I can just do my normal, just save in one spot and we're fine. Don't even worry about it. All right. We'll cut it there.